almost falls down. Throws to the end zone. Owen! Owen! Owen!
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that, okay? But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change. And it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun, the throw on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life! It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up! Fighting! Navarro Bowman! And the 49ers silence the house.
Hey, yo, here we are. We're back again. Gold Blooded Podcast. It's me, Joey, Steven, and Bob. Chris is taking a poop because he's a piece of trash. I love that this
in
dude...
your house, too.
I know, I love this dude comes over. There's like a party here. There's 10 people in the backyard having a nice time, and they're drinking, so they're going to have to pee a lot. And this dude's in there just unloading his guts into my toilet, just fucking making a hot mess.
So we're 100% ghost riding right now.
Yeah, we're riding without
well, I mean, are we always kind of ghost riding?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, that was the point.
So
Can the listeners hear the difference?
yeah.
Hello?
Boo, boo. Do you hear my
You
volume?
ever see him over there?
Yeah.
Ripcording the...
So I went to Mexico, Steve.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
Play
did.
some golf?
I played golf one day. Went to a dentist.
Yeah.
It's a couple days. I got
Diagnosis, right?
Yeah.
You got to go back for the real shebang.
Yeah. I'm scared.
I would be too. That's some serious work.
I've been scared, like I'm scared right now 3 times in my life. Twice, I thought I was going to jail, and once I thought I was going to get my head kicked in, and I'm scared like that again. I don't know. I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to heal. I'm going to die in Mexico. I'm scared that I'm going to be too weak, and I'm going to get infection and die.
They're all likely outcomes.
Yeah. But let's not.
I mean, you can't even get a calzone made right. So what are the chances? What are the chances your teeth get done right?
Hold on. So, all right. If I'm gonna tell any aspect of the Mexico story, I think I need to tell you guys about the way home, because that was just the biggest fucking goddamn clusterfuck ever. We'll tell it. Right? We got time?
Yeah.
Okay. So. We leave the resort. It's me, my father, and both of our wives. We leave the resort. Now, mind you, I have my golf clubs with me in a big plastic carrying case, so it just makes the whole thing ridiculous. So we have a private van take us to the airport. Great. My father's beautiful bride that she is.
Do you call her mommy?
Yeah. You fuck. She made us fly Spirit Airlines. So we get there.
Why?
I don't want to talk about it. Just she made us.
I need to know why.
She made Jessica.
I don't care about the rest of this story. I just want to know that.
Okay, so I'll tell you.
Is this like some hippie shit?
No.
It's gotta be awesome.
No, Jessica gave her options on flights, and I'm talking to you. Jessica gave her every flight, and she shot Jessica down, and Jessica cried. She's like, I just can't please this fucking woman. She calls us at 6 a.m. the next day and said, I found the perfect flight. Here's the times. And it was inconvenience as fuck all the way around. And it was Spirit Airlines. And it was like she forced us into it. And that was that. Like, we had to do it. We're like, okay, all right, I guess. We were going to just meet them down there and take JetBlue, but they wanted us to go with them. So, okay, so as we're on the way to the airport, I check the status of the flight. Yo, our flight's delayed. And at that point, I said, we're not getting out of Florida tonight. And everyone told me I was negative and being unreasonable. Of course. So we get to the airport, and we get checked in, and they're like, your flight's delayed. So we said, hey, listen, people, we have a connecting flight. They said, there'll be a plane. Don't worry about it. Okay. We went and ordered lunch. I ordered a cheeseburger. with just cheese and mayonnaise. And I said, there's no lettuce and tomato, right? He said, everything is on the side, sir. I said, okay. It came the cheeseburger, and the lettuce, the shredded lettuce, was
the worst kind.
Was into the melted cheese with the mayonnaise. So it was just a concoction of shredded lettuce, and then
so you can't even like cleanly take it off.
Basically sauerkraut.
Yeah,
I mean coleslaw.
Yeah. So I took my fingers and I tried wiping it, and then when I just made a mess, I slammed the fucking table 3 times real hard. My father's wife got this terrified look in her eye. I stood up, I threw the fucking chair back. This is in a packed restaurant, in a Mexico airport, and I storm off. And Jessica just went into damage control. They got me a new burger made up ASAP and the whole thing. But it's just every fucking where I go, you know? So, okay. So we get on our flight 3 hours late. All right. We land in Fort Lauderdale. We go through customs. We get our luggage. I have my big box. We get to the fucking ticket counter because when you look on your phone, our flight is already taken off. No shit. We're 3 hours fucking late. So it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. We go to the ticket counter and we're like, hey, we just missed our flight on your account. What do? They're like, oh, yeah, you did. The best we could do is 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So 24 hours from now. I said, unacceptable. Unfucking acceptable. I went nuts. My father was like, you need to calm down. You're going to go to jail. I didn't give a single fuck. I was going ape shit. So I put on my 49ers poncho because it was really cold in the Fort
Pretty much the definition of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, I put this on.
It's definitely the face of I don't give a fuck.
We'll have Curran post the picture of me in the poncho.
For sure,
Not in the
face of
airport,
I
but
don't
just
give a
me
fuck.
wearing the poncho.
Some fucking hip-hop haircut and a fucking 49ers branded Mexican poncho. Definitely screams I don't give a fuck.
Were you lighting incense in the airport?
No.
It's actually a cut scene from Malibu's Most Wanted.
And I have the poncho on, and I purchased 2 JetBlue tickets taking off at 6 a.m. for $525, both of them, with my luggage and
Both of
everything.
them for $520?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
No, I know. So, JetBlue direct right home. Okay, I leave at 6 a.m. So now at this
So that's 2 tickets.
right.
Where's your father and his lady?
They're gonna wait till 8.
The next day.
Yeah, what they're gonna do is they're gonna get a hotel. They're gonna take a cab. They're gonna get a hotel. They're gonna wait till 8 tomorrow or the next day. They were gonna,
mommy loves her hotels.
They were I know. No, no.
Well, she's mommy too.
Fuck off.
You got 2 mommies.
Fuck you. So her brother lives down there, so they were gonna go hang out at his house. All shit I wanted no part of. I wanted to get home to the cats and the rig. That was it. I was over it. So then we had a decision to make. It was now like 10:30. We weren't gonna get a hotel for 2 hours, so
Should we check on Chris? Sounded like a tough one in there.
It probably smells bad.
You think? What would give you that idea? The fact that he couldn't wait till he got home?
Fucking classless. So baby and I build a tent city inside the Fort Lauderdale airport. I'm wearing this poncho. She has another she has a beach blanket that she's wrapped in, and we're laying there. All, we got our luggage laid out. I got my golf clubs. It's absolute chaos. We get on the airplane at 6 a.m. and came home, and that was it. We slept in the airport for a few hours, and then and we're getting refunded money. I called up the people and yelled at them.
Good.
Yeah, from Spirit Airlines. I guess nobody gets refunds, but I fucking called the woman up, and I said to her, listen, if I come off with an attitude, I just want to apologize, but I'm frustrated. Do you want to know why I'm frustrated? Because I'm watching my wife sleep on an airport floor, and it's dirty, and it's cold, and I'm upset. And the woman was like, I'm just going to put you through the refund department, sir. She wanted no part of talking to me. So I used my gift of shit gab to get a refund. So, all right. Yeah, number 2 pick in the NFL draft.
We're carrying over from the last episode. Not final 2 picks, our first 2 picks actually, but in reverse order. Round 2, we take wide receiver
Deebo Samuel.
Tyshawn Debo Samuel. All right? You got to at least know his real name first.
You see his video today of him dunking?
Yeah, that was nuts.
That's pretty gnarly.
Speaking of him dunking, he's 5'11". It's not a 6'4" wide receiver. He's 5'11". He's shorter. He's
Here
a half inch shorter than me.
Here comes Poopy Pants.
You got a towel he can wipe the sweat with?
Let's see. How bad was it, Poopy Pants?
Poopy pants.
Did you sweat?
It was hot in there. It was sweat.
It was not hot in there.
It was hot.
You were doing work. How bad does it smell?
I mean, it's not going to smell to me. It's smell to you. Are you showing him the dunk?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. He hung up there for like a minute.
Ooh. Ooh.
Like, that's some hang time.
Ooh, that's sexy.
5'11", 214 from South Carolina.
I told you Debo might be the one.
Debo might be the one. Now, you hold off on that. I'll do my thing, and then I want you to tell me why he might be the one.
Okay.
It's very apparent that Kyle fell in love at the Senior Bowl.
I want to throw up. Okay.
I mean, Debo regularly bantered and competed back and forth with the other highly touted cornerback prospects that were there, that were such as Rock Ya-Sin and DeAndre Baker, who both got taken very high in the draft. I mean, he's got extremely sticky hands. He only dropped 4 passes. This guy's a fucking asshole that's calling me right now.
Let me answer.
No.
Whoa, hold on. Tell me about that. That's
No.
more interesting.
I literally just texted him, I'm podcasting right now, I'll talk to you later, and he goes and calls me.
Who is he?
Put him on.
One of my dumb friends.
Get him on the home.
Answer it up.
Let's talk to him.
I already declined
Speaker.
it.
They call him back. Let me talk to him.
So,
Chris, call him on your phone.
getting back to Debo, he only dropped 4 passes out of 94 catchable throws. That's the highest catch rate on catchable throws in the entire draft class.
Wow.
He is deceptively quick off the line. He doesn't ever look like LaShawn McCoy.
I
but
bet he bangs the shit out of white women.
Tell me why he's your guy.
Because he's good and he knows it. And he just looks like a coxman that lays work. He lays pipe. Bless you. I don't know. He just looks like my guy. I think he could be my guy. He's got attitude.
His name is Debo.
His name is Debo.
Did you hear about how he got that name?
I assume by fucking someone.
No?
I don't know.
You don't know? When he was a kid, he would always steal from the other kids, and his dad started calling him Debo, because when he was a kid, the movie Friday had just come out.
Yeah.
That's how he got it, and it just stuck. And he claimed that he never really furthered his own nickname. Like, he never introduces himself as Debo. He introduces himself as Tyshawn. You can call him Debo, but like the fact he was surprised that he wasn't surprised that it stuck throughout high school because that's his hometown, but he was surprised that it even carried with him to college. And the fact that he made it all the way through college, and then there's NFL scouts that don't even know his real name. They just know him as Debo.
Debo. With a big dick.
What I've noticed with him, when he gets the ball in his hands, it's like a flip gets switched. I mean, he starts, like, him running his routes. Switch gets flipped. Some mild dyslexia there.
He fucks that thing.
You see, he's not like the quickest guy running his routes, but when he gets the ball, he just starts juking everybody.
Juke moves.
And he fights for every last inch. There was a game where South Carolina was getting demolished
Debo.
by Clemson,
Yeah.
and it's the final throw of the game. Clemson's up by 3 touchdowns, and South Carolina has absolutely no chance of winning this game whatsoever. They dump it off to Debo, and you would literally think he was about to. This was the Super Bowl. Like, this was the last play of the Super Bowl, and he had a chance to win it. Like, it took almost the entire Clemson defensive unit to bring him down after about 50 yards of him single-handedly shaking and baking like 7 different defenders back there.
It was like
He does not
Beast
fold
mode.
in contested catch situations, and although it's not a strength, he can't high point the ball over defenders. He did have a 39-inch vertical, which was the same as Jalen Hurd, despite being 6 inches shorter than him.
Wow.
And I mean, on slant routes, he is borderline uncoverable. You know what a slant route is, obviously, right? It's like a short 5-yard and in It's generally supposed to get you around 7 yards. Do you know what he averaged per catch on a slant routes?
17 and a half.
Per total yards per catch, he averaged 31 yards per slant route.
Jesus, mother of God.
I mean, he moves like a running back with the ball in his hands. He doesn't really look like a wide receiver. So, I mean, when you see him run, he kind of looks like a Le'Veon Bell as opposed to, I don't know, a Golden Tate or something.
I don't know. I just like the way he carries himself. He looks like a bad boy.
He's not necessarily a deep threat.
What the fuck are you plugging in for? You got something to say, son?
We got some audio emails.
Calm down.
He's not necessarily a deep threat. On 14 deep targets, he only hauled in 4 of them. And there is injury concerns. His first and only healthy season was last year.
What a fucking surprise.
He had dealt with hamstring injuries throughout his college career.
Hammy.
I mean, I see this guy quickly becoming a fan favorite with the amount of fight that he brings on every single play, every single week. He just fights.
Hopefully him and Dante can tag team someone, whether it be a man or a woman, and get on the same page.
My player comp for him is a mix between Stephon Diggs and Steven Smith.
I'll take that.
That's kind of what I see. I mean, those are high-end players that have proven a lot. I'm just saying as far as what he looked like in college compared to his peers. What he looked like in college, it looked like Stephon Diggs or Steve Smith in the pros.
Think he's our number 1 by the end of the year?
No, I think it's Pettis. Well, I mean, Kittle's the number 1. Let's be real. Kittle's number 1 wide receiver, or not wide receiver. Kittle is the number 1 receiving option in this offense.
Of course.
I still think Pettis is above him.
Wow.
You got big news, big ideas for Pettis, huh?
I like Pettis a lot. I do.
How's your dog doing?
Dog is fine.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be like some sort of I kicked the dog or something?
Just asked how the fuck the dog was. Sorry, guy.
Nope, it's just insanity, Steve. It's just ADD.
Moving on to the number 2 pick in the draft, defensive end Nick Bosa. 6'4", 266.
Who?
We talked a lot about him before
Never
the
heard
draft.
of him. Never heard of him.
Well, I'll tell you about him again.
White lineman, just like his brother.
Yeah, racist. He's a racist.
Very compact
Trump
frame.
supporting racist.
He's a Trumper.
Who do you think Justin Smith voted for?
Probably Trumper.
Your
Yeah.
mom. Yeah, I don't know.
We all love Justin Smith.
Yeah. I don't care that he's a Trumper.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to hang out with him.
Right. Obviously.
I'd rather hang out with Justin Smith.
Probably.
He seems fun.
Yeah.
McGlinchey's probably a Trumper, too.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
White corn-fed boys.
I mean, he's very compact.
But Bosa's not fun.
Catch me with
Definitely
the black.
not fun.
Catch me with the black guys.
He uses his explosiveness to streamline his techniques to the quarterback. I mean, he's got elite quickness off the line.
Elite.
He has an elite ability to convert his speed to power and vice versa. His best move is a swim move to the inside. His hand strength is a big part of his game.
Is he going to make an impact this season?
100%. 100%.
Okay, I want somebody.
That's the difference between him and everyone else.
Okay, I want someone to document
There's
these words.
other players in the draft with more physical prowess, but he's been studying like an NFL lineman.
He
He's
is
prepared to
NFL
play.
ready.
Isn't he already hurt?
He is closer to his ceiling right now as an NFL player.
Isn't he already hurt?
What, a hamstring injury?
Yeah.
We can get to those. After Nick Bosa, I got all the injuries lined up. We can fucking.
He was in college. He was in school with his brother learning college stuff when he was still in high school.
Yeah.
He's been a step ahead of everything.
Yeah, he's learned a lot from his brother, and I mean, this guy causes disruption on almost every single play, even if he doesn't end up with the tackle. His path to the quarterback is unaltered by jabs to the chest. He just keeps coming, and I mean, he just keeps coming.
Just keeps coming.
He just keeps. Wow. He rains cum shots.
Nothing slows him down.
Yeah, he's a cum blizzard.
A weakness of his, he seems a bit slow to react to a quarterback when he's in open field pursuit. But, I mean, this guy had 18 sacks and 117 pressures on 581 pass rush snaps. I know that just sounds like numbers, but break it down. 1 out of every 5 plays, he's in the quarterback's face.
Ooh.
That is an extremely high...
in the quarterback's face, and he just keeps coming.
That is an extremely high percentage of his plays where he's actually causing problems.
I want to tease something here. for later in the episode. How funny was Matterson's story?
I didn't even see Matterson's story.
The one that he said, funny story.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay.
No, I'm edging this week.
It's so funny.
Yeah. We went over this last episode. Definitely edging this week. Only 6 missed tackles in 3 years of college.
Such a weird way to say things.
I mean, this guy was not the number 2 overall pick because he's a white defensive end with the last name Bosa. He was the number 2 overall pick because he was arguably the best player in the draft. I think everybody's getting caught up with the fact that his name got him to where it is. That is so false. He was the best. He was arguably the best college football player that was available in this draft.
Wow.
Okay, Stevie. I'm excited to see if he's as advertised, then all our problems should be fine, and Richard Sherman could live on a cloud and everything will be great, and all the problems will be solved. We'll have 37 sacks as a team. They'll get interceptions and everything will be great, and there'll be cum shots and raindrops and
Super Bowls, and you guys won't have to suck any dick.
That's right. But I have a feeling any Super Bowls won are going to be on these lips.
Huh? So, do you know what happened to his brother in his brother's rookie year?
He got raped, Bo?
He missed the first 4 games of the season due to a hamstring injury. Do you know what he did after that?
I had no idea, Steve.
He had 10.5 sacks, and he still won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
What should I take from that?
And he only played 3 quarters of the year.
Yep.
So what should I take from that? Chris?
Injuries happen. Listen, I will take I will take a Nick Bosa missing 4 games every year than a Solomon Thomas playing 16 straight games.
But just because his brother missed 4 games and then came back strong doesn't mean he's going
no,
to.
I'm not.
If he didn't get drafted,
Solomon Thomas is coming hungry.
I know. I'm just saying, like.
Actually, I've heard good about
That's
Solomon
what I'm
Thomas.
saying.
Yeah, I got a whole
Thomas
thing.
He's coming to fuck you.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Grr.
Yeah,
I was a big Solomon supporter.
Grr.
I love
I've
the
heard good
pick.
things.
He's coming like grr.
So I mean, this was our number 1 pick, and I think that the fact that the stars aligned where it was arguably the best player in the draft at our biggest position of need, and I think that that's what made everything really great about what it was. Like, we could have taken Quinnen Williams, but that wasn't our biggest need because we have Bosa and Solomon and Eric Armstead on the inside.
It was a match made in heaven, Stevie.
It's a perfect fit.
A match made in heaven.
I mean, if this guy
The
can
only
stay
thing
healthy,
that's not perfect is that he's a Trumper and he went to the
And
most
he's-
liberal city,
Yeah.
basically on the planet.
and he
he's
has
white.
some injury
And
history.
he's white. And he's white.
I could care less about that.
Yeah, I don't care either. And to be clear, I don't care if he's a Trumper or a liberal or if he's wreaking havoc on quarterbacks and he just keeps coming. I don't give a fuck.
I hope he comes.
The only thing that will stop him is being injured. That's it. He's a pro. He's about as pro ready as you can get as a defensive end. He will make an impact day 1.
Day 1.
Like, he might have 10 sacks in his rookie year.
Uno.
But, like, that doesn't mean that I would project him the next year to have 15. Like, he's going to come in. I think he's going to come in and be really close to the player that he's going to be throughout his whole career. That's just what I think.
I hope.
So,
I hope he comes heavy with the cum shot.
just to wrap up the entire draft,
Yeah.
moves that we made, we ended up trading a 4th rounder to move back 6 spots to 110, and from that we got 2 6th-rounders that we used on School and Harris, and then later on we traded Dakota Watson and a 6th-round pick for a 5th-round pick, which we used on Dre Greenlaw.
I thought we got a pick for next year too somehow.
Nope. Everything that we did was for this year. Other additions, Levine Toilolo, tight end, former
Yeah.
Stanford player, so another fucking genius. God, these guys are about to build a spaceship.
Is that at UDFA?
No. This is a NFL veteran. He's been in the league for like 8 years. But he
kidding.
spent 2 seasons with Shanahan in Atlanta, and as much as I do like Caden Smith, the tight end from Stanford that we
His
took...
doctorate.
Huh?
Nothing.
You cannot expect Caden Smith to come in and produce right away as a rookie at the tight end position. I think that Toilolo will hands down replace Garrett Selleck, while also giving the team time to develop Caden Smith.
Do you know that Garrett Selleck is still on concussion protocol?
Yes.
Come on.
He's gone.
Maybe not play football anymore if you're in concussion protocol
What a
this long.
fucking two.
Right? Like, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore if my brain still isn't good.
So here's how this is going to go.
Well, it's like
How
Ryan
crazy is
Schrazer.
that?
It's like Ryan Schrazer still or whatever.
Caden Smith is the long-term replacement to Garrett Selleck. Levine Toilolo is the 1-year replacement
Bridge
to
stop-
give
gap stop.
Caden Smith some time to develop.
Stopgap? Is that how you call that?
Stopgap. He is
Stopgap.
a perfect
Placeholder?
stopgap. But yeah, he
Stop that.
in his one of his years in Atlanta, he didn't catch a lot of passes, but when he did, they were big plays. He averaged 20.3 yards per catch when he
big
was with
time.
Shanahan in Atlanta, which put him at second in the league for that year.
Ooh.
Big time, Papa.
Now he only had like 30 catches, but they just all seemed to be big plays.
Sounds like a toy.
Now,
Fuck 'em.
Low.
Low.
now we get to the injuries.
Oh, yeah. Moment you've all been waiting for.
Suck that shit,
magic is
Papa. We're gonna take the finger all the way.
Is he going to start with or end with J-Dub?
Oh, I'm starting. Jimmy Ward, broken collarbone, out 8 to 12 weeks. They say he should be good to go again by training camp, but man, 5 broken bones in 6 seasons.
Well, this one's perfect. He gets it out of the way. He's gonna
Yeah, right?
He's going to be healthy all year.
I haven't thought of it that way.
He's going to be healthy the whole season. Guaranteed plays all 16 games.
I haven't even
Iron
thought
Man.
about it like that.
He's about to Brett Favre this season.
Iron Man. He's a fucking iron
Watch.
horse.
Every down on defense, every game.
Now,
My words.
I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna remember that. I might not remember much from this night, but I'm gonna remember that one. Sorry,
we
Steve.
re-signed him for another year. He could have been gone, but we re-signed him.
That's right.
We could have signed Earl Thomas, but we didn't.
That's right.
We could have drafted Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the 4th round,
That's
but we
right.
didn't. We re-signed Jimmy Ward, and he breaks his fucking collarbone. But I like Rob's theory.
Yeah, it's done.
Get it out of the way
It's out of the
early.
way. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
My theory.
If it works this year, then next season, when OTA start, they should just go break his leg.
So, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Well, they should just walk away from him right now.
So what we got at free safety is we got Jimmy Ward, who breaks a bone every week.
Every day.
And we got Adrian Colbert, who looked lights out phenomenal at the end of his rookie year, and then looked like dog shit this past year in the first, 2 or 3 games before he was out for the season.
Dog shit Jones.
Dog shit Jones, Papa.
That's definitely, I've been saying it for 3 years. Free safety in this defensive scheme is one of the most important positions on the entire field. It's basically the most important position in the entire secondary.
We got Earl Thomas. We
You think
picked
they?
him up.
You think they signed one of the free agents? Trey
Well,
Boston.
Yeah, they're talking about Trey Boston,
Eric
but
Berry.
Where
I don't know. It's like
where
they've-
did Earl Thomas go? Sorry.
Baltimore.
Oh shit.
It's almost like they've dug their heels into Jimmy Ward so hard that they've gone too far to turn back now. Like, they're not going to go sign Trey Boston because Jimmy Ward's going to be back for training camp.
And they say Eric Berry's nursing a Achilles or something, right?
Yeah, I'm all set on him. He's just going to come in and get hurt. Nick Bosa, grade 1 hamstring sprain. They say he's going to be out for 3 weeks.
Jesus fuck stick.
Last thing you want to see as a Niners fan who's... we when we see injuries now, it's like we got like some kind of phobia, like injury phobia. Like, oh, Jesus
PTSD.
Christ. Yeah, it's like PTSD. But, looking around the league, I said it to you guys the other day, it's worth noting that the other 2 options we could have had at 2, Quinnen Williams and Josh Allen, are both nursing their own lower body injuries that they suffered at OTAs. I think it's just a transition from training for the combine to getting on an actual NFL field. And these guys are high draft picks. You're high draft picks because you have a desire to be the best. Nobody becomes
gas,
a high
no break.
Yeah, and then you get on the field and you're around a bunch of professionals and they're all looking at you saying you're the number 2 pick. Maybe go a little bit harder than you probably should. That's what I think it is. I don't think that they're incorporating after all these years throughout having this process. I don't think they're incorporating rookies well into the OTA. It's too many injuries. There has to be some sort of common cause.
I thought they got the new doctor lady.
Well, the new doctor lady isn't going to stop Bosa from going harder than he should.
No, they gotta wrap the hammies tighter.
They'll nurse the injury. They can't prevent the injury.
They gotta wrap them tighter, Steve.
Agreed. They got to do something tighter.
They gotta
because,
pack them.
moving on the list, we got Matt Breida, who has a slightly torn pec. He will miss OTAs.
I'd rather have them shoot him up with steroids and just take the 4-game hit, and then at least be juiced to the gills.
He will not need surgery, though, and he should be ready for training camp. And, I mean, McKinnon is no guarantee for week 1 either, coming back from his torn ACL. And for as many reservations I have regarding Tevin Coleman as a player, I'm starting to like that free agent signing more and more. Because we might be week
if
1.
Matt Breida can stay healthy, he is the best running back in this roster, hands down. There's no doubt in my mind.
You don't know
He
what
played
what
every
about Jet?
single game injured last year, and still was. Where did he rank in the NFL in rushing? 5th, 6th.
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, he was up. He was top 10.
What
and,
about
and he
Jet?
was injured every game and nursing an injury every game.
I think
If he
it's
somehow gets healthy, and I think if we had McKinnon last year, Breida would have had more of a chance to get healthy, but there was like no option. He had to keep going.
Yeah, he had
You
no
know, like
choice.
it was it. Go, figure it out.
Yeah.
And he did. He stepped up huge. And I think if he can get someone else in there and get some rest, I think he takes a huge step forward this year.
He's definitely.
I think he becomes a
if you
household
were
name.
if you were placing bets on who the best running back on the team is, I mean, Breida is the clear favorite, just because we've seen it. McKinnon is a different player, and they paid him a lot.
Yeah, I think
Of
that,
money.
and I think they don't see him as Matt Breida either. I think they see him as a dual threat.
Yeah, he's
That's
a
where the
very
money-
different player.
They paid him because of everything,
Yeah.
not just his running back skill.
And I mean, like I stated before, the minute that McKinnon went down and we only had Matt Breida and Alfred Morris, I mean, Kyle
we were
Sh-
so bummed on Alfred Morris. We were like,
for like a minute there, yeah,
we're
right?
gonna ride this motherfucker right to the playoffs.
But I mean, I think it's extremely clear that Shanahan was fighting a fight with one hand tied behind his back. He has this offense that is predicated on having 2 different backs, and now he's stuck with this one back, which is great. Breida's great, but he can't do all the things that he had planned for McKinnon. I think with Tevin Coleman, has a little bit of both. He can do both. Fred Warner, as in Shanahan put it, has residual knee issues. I don't know what that means, but
Steady Freddy?
Steady Freddy played a ridiculous 99% of the defensive snaps on the team last year.
And he was hurt?
And
That makes me sad for Steady Freddy.
99 snaps for a rookie is almost like unheard of unless you're a quarterback. But I mean, he was one of the few defensive bright spots that we even had last year, and it would be a big blow if he's not ready to go for the season, because he might be not ready to go, and Quan might not be ready to go either, and we're stuck with fucking 5th-round Drake Greenlaw, who I don't even think could tackle a single back in this league.
That makes me sad, Steve. I'm devastated
I
on
know.
the inside.
Steady Freddy's definitely podcast favorite.
Yeah.
And
He fucking lays pipe, too.
as Rob alluded to, Garrett Selleck still in concussion protocol from last year and still dealing with a back injury that nagged him all season. It's the writing is on the wall. It's clear and obvious that Caden
You have a
Smith
concussion for months.
Yeah,
Why would you ever play football again?
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I'm assuming he must feel like shit.
I don't know if it's just on hold. Like, maybe he doesn't have a concussion anymore, but that's just like the logistics of the NFL. Like, when you're not at the facility, they can't say you don't have a concussion anymore.
No, I think they would, just like could send
But-
people to his house to drug test him. I think they would send him.
Yeah.
Just at
Yeah.
least, at least
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the week before.
he is done. Raheem Mostert had a setback with his broken forearm. They said it wasn't healing correctly, and after about 4 weeks, he had to undergo surgery for this so they could start over. They pretty much re-broke
bless
the
your
arm
soul,
and then
David.
reset
Yeah,
it
he
again.
basically just started from scratch.
Yeah, so he only lost 4 weeks, which isn't that bad. So a month. He's a month behind what he should be. So that does it for the injuries. Moving on to the story that came out a few weeks ago, rumors of tension between Lynch and Shanahan.
We're gonna address that.
I mean,
That's cockamamie.
okay, we don't have to.
No, say what you will.
Dude, I don't really place any credence into the report and the source that it came from.
I thought it was all horse shit.
It was speculated that it's a known fact that Matt Miller of Bleacher Report had a lot of sources when Balke was in the front office, and I think that he has a lot of sources that were under Balke disciples, if you will. And it's been speculated by other people that the Balke disciples are unhappy with how we're still praising Lynch and Shanahan, even though they've had back-to-back losing seasons. I think there's a little saltiness there. I don't know.
Salty, twisted bitch.
Because if you're giving a new regime 2 losing seasons to get better, you're saying it was that bad. It was saying that one of the things that Jed liked about Shanahan is when he brought him in for the interview, one of the things they do commonly is ask what you think about the team and the roster. And most guys just trying to get a job will say, I think you're really close. I think we just need a couple. And that Shanahan came in and said, I think your team sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think your roster sucks.
Yeah.
And that's why your team is bad. And I think you need a full overhaul. Like just went in. And that was one of the things York liked about him.
That's what everybody says about Kyle, is that he's very blunt, he's very direct, and he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks. So if there, like, I highly doubt that there's usually people that are like that. Like, you can rub people the wrong way, kind of like Harbaugh does.
He's a shark.
But at the same time, you typically get along with people better because you're just honest.
Successful.
Like,
yeah.
you're just straight up with everybody. Yeah, I did not place all of the local reporters that I would normally trust. Usually when something comes out like that, all the local reporters start scratching and clawing to see if they can.
There's more.
There's more behind the story. Nothing.
And every person that works in the building is like, yeah, no.
Not a single thing. And you never heard anything about it again. Somebody would have scratched and clawed their way into a story if there was something there.
Jay Glazer would have.
Yes. Next up is Anthony Davis applying for reinstatement. I mean, after learning about a decrease in concussions, he should rethink that and take a look at Garrett Selleck. After learning about a decrease in concussions, the former Pro Bowl first-round right tackle is looking to return to the league after retiring twice. I mean, I don't know where you guys stand. It doesn't hurt to take a look at him since the 49ers hold exclusive rights to him.
Fuck it.
And
try out.
I just hate the possibility of him taking a roster spot from somebody who plans on playing for a long time, as opposed to this guy could take somebody's roster spot and then say, fuck you guys a week later, because he already did that. But it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Like, how out of left field is that? It's been 2 years since he was.
Weird.
It was out of left field last time.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him, but we'll see. I don't know if he's got anything left. I don't know if he's got the heart.
Yeah. Does he have anything left? I don't know.
Yeah.
You're way past your physical prime at that point.
He's still like 28, 29.
No, I thought he was older than that.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
But anyway, yeah, that was weird. Richard Sherman, I don't know if this is just him saying stuff, but he's definitely saying that he was more injured last year than he let on. And although he did have a respectable season in 2018, I think he might have, if that is true, then he got lucky based on the fact that his reputation may have saved him from a terrible year. I mean, if Richard Sherman was not close to 100% last year and teams just stayed away from him because his name is Richard Sherman, then his name basically saved his season last year.
Yeah.
Like, if he was just really bad, you know what I mean? But he said
Everything
that.
I heard was not necessarily that they stayed away because it was him, but when you're doing a game plan and the guy on the other side is bad, why even bother?
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's too easy over here.
He could be good. He was good at one point.
Yeah.
That guy's just bad.
Yeah.
Just might as well just go over there.
But he stated that he was nowhere close to being 100% recovered from last year. And, that Achilles injury, we know those. They take about more. If you tear your Achilles, let's say you tear your Achilles year 1, year 2, you could come back, but you're not the same player. It's years 3 and 4 where you're actually finally back to where you used to be.
We saw it with Crabtree.
Yes.
Kobe. We should see Richard Sherman fist fucking white people.
No hard knocks for the 49ers.
Woo!
Matt Mioka, the reporter, has been told repeatedly that the 49ers will not be the featured team on this year's Hard Knocks, and the 49ers are one of just 5 teams that can be forced to participate given the criteria, but he states that they are not going to force the 49ers to do it, that they have somebody else in mind.
They got to make the playoffs, so they can't do it.
Or they have a checklist, and the 49ers are eliminated. Like, we're not going to... we're down to 3 teams that we want.
They got to make the playoffs, so they can't, just for that reason alone.
I know, right?
That's it. I don't give a shit about nothing, just not being on that. Oh, sorry. Fuck this table.
Thought this was interesting. Joe Staley. Take a minute to appreciate Joe Staley. PFF posted an article of the best players in the league that are over the age of 35. And I mean, it was no surprise to see Staley's name on that list. We all know how great he is, and he's definitely over the age of 35. But it was surprising that they state that Staley may retire as one of the best left tackles ever to play.
Wow.
And, I mean, they pointed to his consistent level of high play and uncanny ability to stay healthy over the last 7 years. Is pretty remarkable. Like, I don't think he's missed a game in 7 years.
I don't think we should be. We should be knocking on wood. I don't know where there's any. That's a sketchy conversation to be having.
So they went on to compare Joe Staley's career to Joe Thomas's career because at this point they've played almost the identical amount of games. And Joe Thomas retired last year. I mean, one of the best left tackles to ever play the game, hands down. I mean, he was just phenomenal.
Absolute shit team.
Yeah, like his he was just ridiculous. But they point out Staley's numbers and Joe Thomas is just a little bit better than him in almost every single category. Staley had him beat in run blocking though, and they say that I mean Staley can go down as one of the best left tackles ever to play the game, and he has a serious, damn good claim to go into the Hall of Fame 10 years from now, whenever that is.
I'm telling you.
How about that?
Yeah, he deserves it. Maybe. I don't know. The fuck
And
do I know?
last but not least, Solomon Thomas.
How did that door open?
Is that what you were pointing at before?
Yeah.
The door just opened by itself?
No, she opened it and went through, and she couldn't figure out why it wouldn't close. But the blanket is jammed up.
I
on
didn't
top.
see it.
She was like pulling it, but the blanket was up there, and she couldn't figure out why. I saw the door just go like.
I didn't see her go at all.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's probably why she thinks she's smooth, because she.
Last on my docket before we get to the emails is Solomon Thomas, the former number 3 overall pick in 2016. Obviously, I mean, underwhelming to say the least.
Said he's going to swing his dick big and heavy this year.
He has spent the last 2 seasons predominantly playing out of position and, as we all know, recovering mentally and emotionally from his sister's suicide.
He's going to walk 16 miles.
He said that it took him a good 10 months to grieve and get past the loss of his sibling, and coincidentally, that 10 months occurred in November of last year where he actually started to play better. They moved him inside, and while he wasn't dominant, he didn't look like a top 3 overall pick, we did see him flash more than he ever had before. And I think that the additions of Nick Bosa and D Ford places him squarely inside competing for snaps with Eric Armstead and will do wonders for him because the focus isn't going to be on him ever. When you have Nick Bosa on one edge, D Ford on the other, and you're not even the best player in the middle with DeForest Buckner right next to you, you're essentially the worst player on a really fucking good defensive line. I think that's going to pay huge dividends for him.
Huge.
Just some quotes that he dropped, which, I mean, I've watched his pressers. I've never seen him talk like this, but just a few quotes to throw out there. He says, I want to come in here and show everyone why the 49ers drafted me number 3 and be who I am. I want to be perfect in everything I do, and if I'm not, I overthink and get in my head. That's probably my biggest flaw. I just love the game, and I want to be the best I can, so finding that out again, it's not like I ever lost that, but a lot of things clouded that, and just to get my mind clear again so I'm able to see that, I want to show everyone what Solomon Thomas is all about.
Well, good for him.
So, he's
good for you.
Good for you.
Good for him.
So
good for us.
I'm pumped. I don't expect to keep Eric Armstead around long term. I think we signed his 5th-year option just as you got one more year with us and then you're going elsewhere. So
I guess we'll see, Papa. All right, so maybe you email us at goldbuttedpodcast@gmail.com or hit us up on an Instagram, goldbuttedpodcast, one word. There might be a Twitter, goldbuttedpod, right? What is it? Yeah. All right.
Before you read emails, I got on the heels of Steve's engagement announcement, I got an announcement for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, number 3?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, you said you'd never do number 3.
I don't know if I said never.
You were, when I asked you, you were pretty...
Yeah, but I don't know if I said never.
No, you didn't say never, but you were pretty no fucking way.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Bobo.
that's awesome, though.
Bobo having children.
Gender?
Girl.
All right, now you can call it quits.
Yep.
All right, that's good.
Good for you.
I got good for you. It was a nice.
What's the due date?
November.
Okay.
That was a nice toast.
Yeah.
You could use that.
Could use what? Good for you.
Good for you.
I told him to.
For his, hey, good for you. You can't. Okay, good.
I don't know about
I'm going to show up the morning of, and his paper's just going to say good for
Yeah.
you.
Nobody
That's
will
the
remember
only
the
thing
rest
he
of
has.
it. That's the best part.
Good for you.
Good for you.
All right, so on to the emails. I believe the first one is just Joe Bro, correct?
We have one from Patterson, I believe.
No, well, if we recorded April 15th,
Yeah, there's one for the 16th or 17th.
I don't have
The
it.
12th. Okay.
What was the last step? And then, yeah, this is a real professional, huh? What was our last episode?
I did it. I checked it. The 15th.
Okay.
So the first one is just Joe Broth on the 20th, and it says, "Do you want me to play it or you're gonna play it?" Oh, you're plugged in there like RTD2.
No, this is charging.
Oh.
Like RTD2.
Obviously.
Did it say anything, or am I just going?
It says, Steven, Steve, you happy
That's not
now?
what it says.
Yes, it is.
It says Steven, you happy now?
What did I say? No, I don't care.
What did the rig say? That's a better question.
Ah, fuck you. Bosa.
Maybe.
Holy Toledo! Holy Toledo! Is Mr. Steve-O happy now? Are you happy now, Steve? I don't care what you say, Steve. You're all right. We gotta get the first pick in the draft. Bosa's gonna go. Bosa. So much Bosa. We were tired of Bosa. We didn't want to hear about the Bosas no more. And lo and behold, the football gods, and yes, Joe, I know you don't believe in God, but the football gods have answered Steve's prayer. And they gave us Nicholas Bosa, a.k.a. doesn't like Kaepernick because he's a clown. But you know what? Nick Bosa gonna get down this year. Woo! Let's go. Faithful. I don't even know who we're taking in round 2. Probably a wide receiver, but I'm just happy. Our D-line is gonna look like, whoa. Whoa. They're gonna want to nickname them the Golden Gate or something like that. Something weird. Oh man.
Golden Gate, like the Golden Gate's an actual thing.
Only reason why I haven't emailed in because offseason for cunts. Puppy cunts. Nick Bosa. Bosa. Sonic cracking. Alright, I'll see you guys after the first. You will hear from me again. Week 1. Woo!
Alright, Just Joe, you're a fucking maniac. Fucking weirdo. The next,
It was funny how that worked out. I got real bent out of shape towards the end of the season there about winning some fucking games because I wanted the number 1 pick and I got who I wanted all along.
I love how everybody was just fascinated with that stuck up top you boot. Alright, so next email we have is from the one and only, the heartbeat of America and the Gold Blooded Podcast, Matt Matterson. Opinions on the draft and more. Hey crew, glad to see Bosa joining the team. I do think he is at his peak, so I do think he can provide the energy and pressure that Aldon Smith did as a Niner. Deebo Samuel sounds interesting. Fucking Matterson. I had to hear his interview on KNBR after he was drafted because I had no knowledge about him. It sounds like he can be great in the red zone. Getting Hurd, a wide receiver who can be versatile with tight and running back, is going to be interesting.
I think you meant tight end and running back.
Well, it says tight end and running back. It's going to be interesting. I liked Derek Kalik, but he was
Derek Selleck.
But he
I think
wasn't-
he means Garrett Selleck.
Derek Khalid.
Derek Kalik.
That's what it says here.
Oh my god.
But he wasn't doing a lot last season. So having
He had a concussion all year.
Cadence Smith, that's not what he said. Beans.
Does say cadence.
It says cadence.
I guess it does.
Caden Denice.
Being number 2 with Kittle and Bit might be a good thing. Do you guys listen to the 49ers Insiders podcast? Do we sound like we do? Maybe Steve does. I have been a lot recently. Matt Mieko has been getting great interviews recently. Other than that, after hearing Joe and Rob's experience at stand-up, it sounds like they need someone playing some music just to top the drummer.
Matterson needs a job.
Okay, yeah, maybe we gotta get you out there, Maddie. I think. All right, so the next email is from this guy. His name's he's got a funny story is the title, and his name's Matt. Wait,
Matt, what?
Wait, is that
thought
the
you were trying
next
to be
one?
funny.
No, Matt Matterson. Yeah.
Who
Says,
else?
He says funny story. So is it a funny story? Or is everyone prepared to laugh?
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited to see how
Stand-up debut.
how we laugh. Hi, gold-blooded crew. I got a funny story to tell. As a birthday gift last year, you got a suede jacket by any chance? No, because I did once. All right, no. I got a black Niners shirt with the number 89 and my last name on it. Now the Niners pick up Caden Smith, and he wears number 89. Should I change my shirt?
I think you should change his birth year.
Where's the punchline?
I don't know.
Rob?
I think it's not on our level. It's intellectual humor.
Rob, I mean, I turn to you for all my life advice. You're my number one go-to. If I ever had a dilemma like this, what would you tell me?
I maybe change the number.
Yeah, so I said
Make it into
I'm
88.
assuming that's his birth year.
Oh, that's like Hail Hitler, though. Matt, I think you're fine, bud. I think you just keep rocking the shirt. And maybe you and Caden Smith have a special...
Maybe change the name on the top.
No, then maybe you and Caden Smith have a special connection forever.
A la the Crabtree jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Duct tape the top. Change the name.
I think he keeps it exactly the way it is. Because there's never been a Matterson on the 49ers, so no beef.
Audio. Mm-hmm. Next one.
Okay, so we got Logan Reinerson. Says, greetings from NorCal. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the draft and titanium knee and all.
It's weed.
And, yeah, he sent a picture of some weed. So, yeah, hopefully we answered all those questions. Steve, you have anything to say on Jim G?
No. Looks good. Throwing darts.
Seems like somebody named Peter really...
No, just
He did some nice things on Patreon. He's a good guy.
Oh.
I like him. I want to give him a shout out, a personal shout out. I want to say, Peter, you're the fucking man. I hope you get laid tonight by whoever it is or whatever it is
Whatever you choose.
that you fuck. All right, everybody. Steve, you got anything else?
Nope.
We're going to wrap this puppy up because it's Memorial Day and everybody has families. So hopefully we entertained you. I told you some stories about sleeping on an airport floor in my 49er poncho. I love you, people. That's all.